views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Hello, welcome back to Let's Talk NFL, Let's Talk Football with Rick and Jack. How are you, my brother?
I'm all right.
Been watching a lot of NFL?
Little bit.
What fun, huh?
Yeah.
It's heating up now. It's heating up. I love it.
All the basically the good teams are rising to the top. The mediocres are right in the middle, and teams like the Jets and I guess the Jaguars, they're right at the
J
bottom.
and J's. Woo-wee. Unbelievably bad. I wanted to take a minute to thank you all for viewing our show. It's doing really, really well. We're getting a great audience. It's building. We're getting a lot of likes and shares and people joining WWDB-TV. We really want to thank you. We want to thank you for your input. It's been a good show. It gets better every week. We have a lot of pride in it. One of the things that I wanted to emphasize, and I know you agreed with me on this, we give out all the games. Every week we'll tell you from Thursday through Monday what we like. But we don't necessarily play all of these games. We may play 3 or 4 or 5. We really concentrate on games that we know we can win. We bet all this stuff this week, and I think I was 10-6, and you were 11-5, and again you got me this week, and you had a good week in fantasy football. So you're a superstar. Thank you. We'll get the crown for you later in the year, but we'll talk about some of the other bets we had later on, how we're doing on those. But anyways, my point is, don't bet every game. I mean, if you like parlays and stuff like that, bet on things that you're really going to win. And what I mean by that is, you know, we really felt on Thursday Night Football that the Rams were going to roll and had a great game, and that's a great way to start your betting week. And we gave that to you. The way Sunday Night Football went, you know, we really thought Pittsburgh was going to lose, and they did lose, and they were due, and they're not as good as people make them out to be. And I know there's a lot of great Pittsburgh fans in this city.
Yes, they
Pittsburgh is not one of the top 4 teams in my opinion. But my main thing is, first of all, we wanted to thank you. Thank you for viewing. Take some of those bets of the big games. We call them the big games that we bet on, that we put some coins on. We bet on the big ones. We don't bet the
We at least
Jaguars.
give you 2 games of the week. One for me and one for you.
We won our games of the week.
Yes. And we've been
You
consistent.
won yours, I won mine.
We've been
and
consistent
we gave out
with that.
Thursday Night Football. So if you just bet with us Thursday Night Football, and you bet on the 2 games that we gave, he gave 1, I gave 1, that's 3-0. You could parlay that. Find a couple others. Like, you knew Tampa Bay was going to do it. You could have bet on Tampa Bay. You knew Seattle was going to do it. You could have bet on Seattle.
That's a 5-team parlay right there.
Yeah. You just knew that Pittsburgh was going to lose and get their asses beat this week. And that's what happened. So there's 5. There's a 5-team parlay. You put $50 on it, what do you make, $600? It's good money. So I just want to encourage everybody that follows us. Again, thank you. Please don't be betting all of these games because a lot of them aren't worthwhile.
No.
These teams are out of the playoff run, but we have to give you something. So, but there's some bad teams here in the NFL, some really great teams. But anyways, thank you. Happy holidays, and we're just going to have a quick overview of what you thought about last week's games. The Raiders are pretty pitiful.
Yes, they are. You know, of course, you always give me crap about picking them, and last week.
You're a hometown guy.
Last
you like
week
the
I
Golden
did.
Knights too.
Yes, I do. I like to walk around town and not have to, you know, shop online for everything. Have my groceries delivered and stuff.
All the Raider fans, they don't like me, but think about this. I had a friend who's a great prognosticator, the Phantom we call him, one of the best. He told me, I like all your picks this week except Indianapolis. I said, you're wrong. And then he's texted me, oh, you were right. You're right. I'm like, yeah, I know I was right because the Raiders are not a good football team. I'm sorry. A team that should have lost to the Jets is not a good football team. They're poorly coached. They're poorly directed. John Gruden is back in the old days. Teams know his tendencies. It's a tendency game, and it showed last year. The Raiders played well halfway through the season. The second half, they played very poorly. Why? Because people know their tendencies. They don't change their tendencies.
They adjusted.
But I'm not here to criticize the Raiders. They got a beautiful stadium and a great quarterback and whatever.
At the end of the day,
Indianapolis
Sunday,
won, and I handed it out. And again, bet on the stuff that's relevant. That was a relevant game.
So before we start betting and stuff, like one of the things that we discussed yesterday in our production meeting was basically in the three positions: quarterback, wide receiver, and running back. Like, who do you think are the best at the position right now? Even like, and it was hard for us to even think about who's the best. So I'm like, let's just go top 5 in each position and see.
Yeah, you made a great point when I asked you that question in our production meeting yesterday. And you said, so much of it depends upon other things, who's the best receiver. And I agree with you. There's a lot of things that go into that: the quarterback, the blocking patterns, the offensive line, how good their tight ends are. There's so many things that go into somebody getting open to be the best receiver. But what I was talking about is just
pure talent.
Who catches the ball, man? I mean, when the ball is thrown to them, they catch it. A perfect example, that kid Brown on Baltimore, he had dropped 4 passes before he caught. I could have caught that. A blind man could have caught that pass that won them the game. A blind man could have caught that pass from Jackson. Come on. If he would have dropped that, they would have got rid of him. But the kid's dropping the ball. He's supposed to be great. Great receivers don't drop the balls. I think last year where they were talking about Michael Thomas, and he had like maybe 1 pass the whole year he had dropped. And there's guys in the league like that. I mean, you look at you talk about the Raiders. You look at this kid Aguilar. Well, with the Raiders, he didn't do anything in Philadelphia. They ran him out of town. Nelson Aguilar.
I remember that.
Look what he's doing with the Raiders. He's going to be in the Pro Bowl. He's having a prolific year. So the change in environment helped him, and that's a perfect example. The change in environment, and a quarterback that throws the ball well when he has time. Carr throws the ball well when he has time, and he's not confused back there. He's a great receiver. But what I'm talking about is that guy, Diggs in Buffalo. He's going to catch that ball. The guys that have yards after catch, yak.
Do you know Diggs?
Who you like?
Diggs has the right now Diggs has the most reception at 100, and right behind him with 99 is Keenan Allen in San Diego or with the Chargers.
Another Los Angeles Chargers, another great receiver. And this is what I mean. The guys like that, there's so much talent at receiver of any position. I love to watch great receivers catch the football.
But then I like a Hill. Tyreek Hill, for some reason, consider him like 7-Eleven. He's always open. How do you let that guy burn you every single time to be open, and he's just right there, ready to flip into the end zone?
Yeah, he's amazing. He catches the ball and he makes prolific catches.
But he has a good quarterback throwing it to him. Same as like Devontae Adams. Devontae
I
Adams
like him a lot.
Has Rodgers throwing him the ball. Metcalf, he has a good quarterback throwing him the ball. Again, like you have even though Ridley has a good quarterback throwing it to him.
Yeah, Ryan.
You know who's
Julio Jones can't stay healthy, who's a great receiver.
Yeah.
And
you know who's a quiet receiver?
Who?
Justin Jefferson in Minnesota.
Oh my God, the rookie from LSU.
Man,
I know him well.
I'd say quiet,
he's having a big year.
But he's having a year where all we talk about these big guys, and then all of a sudden, like,
I agree with you.
He's just doing his thing, catching the ball like he's supposed to.
Yeah. Henry Ruggs is playing pretty good. Another rookie from Alabama.
Yes.
He's with the Raiders. The Raiders got some good receivers. They really do.
So as far as my quarterback-wise, I think Mahomes, my number 1, Rodgers right there. Murray is, I think he could be better, but he's right up there. And a quiet guy too, I want to say, is Josh Allen.
Oh, I love him.
And when I say quiet, it's Rodgers, Mahomes, and we still talk about in Tampa Bay. We still talk about Brady. We still talk about Breeze. We're still talking about in Indianapolis. We're still talking about
Philip
Rivers.
Philip Rivers is playing great football.
He is, but we talk about them. It's, and we've talked about it before, where it's like the changing of the guards, where you have these older quarterbacks, basically Hall of Famers, eventual Hall of Famers. Is the NFL in good hands? And you have a quarterback like Allen, like yep, and you have Mahomes, yep.
Yeah, and you got some good ones coming up. Joe Burrow played very, very well for a rookie on a bad team. And of course he got hurt, unfortunately, and he'll be back. but he was playing well. He looked good. And the NFL is in good hands, period. I just, I think they got some great quarterbacks. Russell Wilson continues to amaze me. When he came into the league, I said, this guy will never make it. All he can do is run the football. He doesn't pass it well enough. Russell Wilson has gone out and honed his skills and gotten better and better. And it's going to be interesting to see who wins the MVP this year, because you look at him, you look at Aaron Rodgers, you look at Allen, you look at Ben. These guys are having good years. And the NFL is fun this year. Despite COVID, there's a lot of good ball clubs, and you're going to see in the playoffs. It's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be exciting.
The only thing that with Wilson had one game where he basically threw those bunch of interceptions, but for the most part, his losses came down to his defense, or the team's lack of defense.
Yeah, and they've improved.
So let's see that defense, see what it shows up this week. But since we were on quarterbacks and wide receivers, let's talk about running backs.
What's the talk about?
I guess
there's one running back.
Okay, Derrick Henry. Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
But then
I'm just.
But then you have
there's some great running backs.
You have a Dalvin Cook, which, man, you don't want to be with him and Henry. You don't want to be in their way. And I swear, sometimes I see like these guys don't even want to tackle them. And
how about these two dudes in Kansas City?
Yes.
The two-headed monster, as you say.
Oh, so we have another two-headed monster, by the way. So Kansas City has their two-headed monster, and then also Cleveland has a two-headed monster.
Cleveland is the ultimate. Cleveland is the ultimate.
So you have Hunt with 700, like over 700 yards, and then you have Chubbs with almost 900. But
and they catch the football.
Hunt, 250 receiving yards, along with that.
Yeah.
But so speaking of a bad team, you have this little running back there. His name is James Robinson. Do you know he already had 1,000 yards?
I didn't.
No, but that's the thing. He's just on a bad team where we always talk about the losses. I haven't watched him
much, and I don't even clarify him with the top running back.
No, he's as far as points wise, especially on the fantasy side, he's beaten Aaron Jones. And
Jones
should be right up there, because they're always expecting Rodgers to throw the ball. So when he has the opportunity to run the ball, it should definitely
Jones
be
is a
open.
good running back. I like him. He's again a hard-working, humble guy. But there is nobody, as you mentioned and you talked about it in our production meeting yesterday, there's nobody like those guys in Cleveland. That's a tandem, man.
Oh,
that's a tandem.
Like, oh my God, Hunt's out the game. Here comes Chubbs.
Well, the thing I saw about Chubb the other night that was so impressive to me, he doesn't lose yards. A lot of these guys are juking and going left, going right, and getting 5-10 yard losses. He goes forward, and you have a hard time bringing him down. And it's like, God, I remember him at Georgia. His running mate was Sony Michel, who's in New England. What a running back tandem. I didn't think Chubb would be the better of the two. I thought Sony Michel would be the better of the two. But Chubb's impressive. Cleveland's impressive, let's face it. Baltimore had to win that game. You don't make the playoffs if you don't win it. Baltimore had to win that game, and they did everything. You couldn't write the story how Baltimore won that game. That story can't be written. Even the players said it was a fairy tale. So that game was a fairy tale. Great to watch. Well, as a fan, you know how much interest they got from fans that watched that game and said, "Oh my God, I love the NFL." I was like, "Oh my God, this game is."
But the game was over. Baltimore won the game. It was done, and then all of a sudden, Cleveland
down
comes
13.
back, and then Cleveland is gonna win the game now.
And moving that ball.
Quarterback gets injured. Lamar Jackson has to run back out.
Yeah.
Comes in, saves it. The receiver has been dropping the ball
4th and 5.
all game long. He's been dropping the ball.
Brown
Catches that one, touchdown, wins, and then end up tying it. And guess what? Field goal, done.
Yeah.
Best kicker.
What a game. And, there were some other good games. The NFL is so exciting right now. I mean, I enjoyed watching, Sunday night football and Monday night football this week. I mean, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Buffalo really looked good. And they got after Ben, man. They were shaking up Ben in the pocket. But the problem with Pittsburgh is they don't have a great running game. I mean, they keep talking about Connor, and I don't think Connor's a great back. They got Benny Snell, the kid, the rookie from Kentucky.
It's not.
They're not a good running team.
It's not. Yes, it is. The problem.
Pittsburgh's a good running team.
Yes, the O-line is what sucks because if
they had Ponce back on the O-line.
So what? It's unit cohesion on that O-line.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
if they're getting to men, they're getting to the running backs coming out of that backfield. So if your O-line is not where it should be, like Cleveland has a good O-line. That's why those two. Granted,
back there.
They're talented. I want to say, speaking of Baker, he had like 350 something yards last week in the game.
I think it was 346.
Because he had so much time to throw the ball and receivers were able to get open, and that's why the running game is showing, and that's one of the biggest problems with Pittsburgh is the O-line is not where it should be.
Yeah, and also it's really hurt them defensively. They've had some linebackers. Bud Dupree is one of the best linebackers in the league, and he went out with that knee injury. It really hurt him. They got some young kids playing linebacker for them right now, and it's hurting them. And Pittsburgh, I have felt, and there's a lot of Pittsburgh fans in this city, and God bless you. I like Pittsburgh. I've been a fan since many, many years ago. But
back in the Bradshaw days?
Yeah, it's true. Franco Harris, Rocky Blyer, Mean Joe Green. All the back, I go way back there. I'm an old guy. Anyway.
For me, it was like back in the Hines Ward.
Well, Hines Ward, too. I mean, I've been watching football since they played without face masks, so. I'm one of those guys. I'm back in the Jim Thorpe era, So, anyways, I've always been an NFL fan, and this is so much fun, this show. But we could talk about so much. It's fun right now. We're coming down to the last 3 weeks. It's week 15, 3 to go. It's a lot of fun. We're going to figure out who's going to do what and who's going to play who, and it's a lot of fun. But we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to get back into the show and do our picks for the week. We're going to go through that quickly, but a lot of stuff to talk about that happened last week and then what we think is going to go on this week. But, we'll continue to talk about it, but we'll come back with our picks. Thanks for staying with us, and please look forward to what we have to give you to make some money. God bless.
Hi, I'm Jay Schrader, former NFL quarterback with the Redskins and Raiders, and I want to tell you about an organization that I recently got involved with, SGC-Foundation.org. It's an organization, we go around, we raise money for children's hospitals and kids with autism or any other disabilities, things like that, all around the country. I'd love to have you a part of it, so check us out. Check out the website, SGC-Foundation.org.
Hello, welcome back. Thanks for staying with us through the commercial break. We really appreciate it. As always, we want to thank you for following our shows and liking them and joining the network here at WWDBTV, becoming part of our audience. We greatly appreciate it. As you know, every week we finish up the show with our picks for the week, who we think is going to win each and every game. We give it out, like I always mention, we don't bet all these games. It's up to you to bet the ones you want. We pretty much stay with the games that have some relevancy to them. The games that are not meaningful to the playoff race, we give them to you, but we're really not interested.
Yeah.
I think last week there were 5 or 6 games that we hit them all, and they were relevant games. So anyways, to get to it, Thursday Night Football this week is an interesting one. The 2 LA teams, Raiders and Chargers. Raiders are favored by 3 points at home. What you think?
I'll take. I'm actually going to take the Raiders this week.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
There's a non-Raider fan in the audience.
I just have to.
The Raiders are playing. Whoa.
It's a redemption game for them. They need to win. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
You're going to go with the Raiders. I like it. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm going to take the 3 points. I think the Chargers are going to continue to play good football down the stretch, and I think the Chargers are going to beat the Raiders. I know all you Raider fans hate me and seeing me around town, and you yell at me because I'm not a Raider fan, but win some football games and I'll be a Raider fan.
So the
On to the next.
The football gods gift us with some NFL this Saturday. So
Saturday football.
Yeah, 2 games on Saturday. We have Panthers against the Packers. -8 for the Packers. I'm going with the Packers.
Easy win for the Packers. Christian McCaffrey isn't playing. Without him, Carolina has zero offense. And they continue to struggle this year because he's been hurt all year. Definitely Green Bay to continue to win and lead the NFC.
And then we have your favorite Buffalo Bills
Love
against Denver Broncos. Broncos at home, -6 for the Bills.
Bills again. They got to go to the Mile High City, and that's the air up there is a little bit thinner and tougher on players. But
is that why they can't win up there?
A lot of teams can't. It's tough, So Buffalo, back in the day, Denver used that as an advantage. Nowadays, they're so poor that it doesn't matter. You could be playing anywhere and they're going to lose. But I'll go with my Buffalo Bills.
Unfortunately, I have to go with the Bills myself, despite our bet.
Yeah, despite our bet that you're losing in a big
So
one.
on Sunday, we have for Texans at Colts, -7 for the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts.
I agree with you. Texas has quit playing football. That was a horrible, horrible display last week. After, they had won 3 in a row, and they had that great Thanksgiving game, and they haven't done anything since. The Texans are not playing ball. Indianapolis will continue to do well, protect Phillip Rivers, and have another prolific game. I'll give that point total of 7.
Lions at Titans. Titans -10.
Another terrible game. Titans at home, -10.5. Detroit is a team that's just playing out the year. Titans.
I go Titans.
Okay.
My New York Jets.
You're 0-0.
Against the Rams. So I just have a feeling.
Come on.
I have a feeling, but I'm still going to go with the Rams. But I have a feeling that this is a game that the Rams can
Folks, you hear
lose.
that? He's saying that the Jets are going to give a Rams a game, just like he said Northwestern is going to give Ohio State a game. So there's 2 this week that don't bet them. The Jets. Come on.
He's going to check my water
17
to
points.
make sure it's water later.
17 points, of course, is a lot of points. In the NFL, that's way too much. And it may be closer than that. The Rams will give them a break. They're nice people. The Rams are going to win that game easily. I don't know if they're going to. Again, it's a game I'm not going to play.
I would
give it out and we'll say the Rams 7, but I'm not going to put my money on any team given 17 points. Anybody's capable of winning in the NFL, except the New York Jets.
Yeah, clearly. So we have the Buccaneers at the Falcons, -5 for the Bucs.
Bucs are trying to make the playoffs. They got to keep winning. They're into it. So I'm going with you on the Bucs.
I'm going with the Bucs. So here's a interesting one. We have Patriots at Dolphins, -3 for the Dolphins.
What you like?
I like the Dolphins in this one.
I like them too. They want to make again, NFL is a need-to-win league. If you need to win and you're a good team, you're going to win. And you'll see that down the stretch.
Yeah,
it really is.
But
and
that's
I said
that
that
grit.
forever.
That's the grit.
Yeah.
For the teams to find a way to make it happen. And this is the week because you're
perfect example.
You have to
Baltimore. It was on a need-to-win basis.
They needed
Cleveland
to win.
didn't have to win that game to make the playoffs. Baltimore had to win that game. The NFL. I've always said this, and this is where I've had my most success making money. Down the stretch, when it's important, it's a need-to-win league. If a good team needs to win, they will win. If a bad team needs to win, it doesn't matter because they're a bad team. They're probably not going to win. But if a good team needs to win, they're going to win, and that's why the Dolphins are going to win.
So we have the Washington football team and the Seahawks, -5 for the Seahawks.
Yeah, who's playing better than Washington right now?
I really like the team with coach and quarterback with Ron Rivera and Alex Smith. So I'm gonna go with them.
Well, for me, I'm going to go with Washington because they have an incredible defense. They're winning football games with defense. They had 2 defensive scores last week. I like Washington a lot in this game. I'm going to go with Washington. Did you say Washington too?
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see. There's a game we're going out on a limb. Again, it's a tough game to bet. If you want to do it, I mean, it's not one of those. It's one of those things where I think Washington is a good football team and is playing as good as anybody in the NFL and is going to continue to win and they're going to win that. They're going to win that NFC East. It's not going to be Philadelphia or Dallas or I think it's going to be Washington
So
or New York.
One of the comments I heard this past week was how much the Seahawks defense got. It's getting better. How did it get better
Not
on
that
an
much
inept
better.
New York Jets?
Yeah, not that much better.
Yes, exactly. So they were supposed to win, and they were supposed to win big, and they did. It's the Jets. So now they're actually going to face an offense is that defense going to show up?
Well, we'll see what happens. Definitely like Washington, as you do.
We got Bears at Vikings,
Again.
-3. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
As am I. Running game, I think, will dominate, even though Chicago, Trubisky had a good game for a change. Chicago won easily this week. They had a real good game. Maybe they have some momentum, but the Vikings are, again, a team on the outside looking in, but have a chance to
And
make
they
the playoffs.
need to win.
It's a need to win.
I don't even want to make this my game of the week, but I think this is one of the games that I would do. I would bet on is Jaguars at Ravens, -13. I just wouldn't take the points. I would take the win go money line.
Yeah, on the Ravens, 13 points. They're going to have a little bit of a letdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll go with the Ravens.
I'm gonna go Ravens too. Then we have Browns at Giants.
Browns, again, want to get back to winning ways. That's my game of the week, actually. I think that the Browns are going to really beat up the Giants this week.
Okay.
Cleveland's a mad football team. Again, it's a need-to-win basis.
And this is our first difference for Sunday. I'm actually gonna go with the Giants.
Okay. I think it's a good play, but I definitely will go with Cleveland, and I think that Cleveland wins by 14 or more, 3.5. I believe Cleveland wins by 14 or more.
Okay. So is that your game of the week?
That's my game of the week. That's the one, the special one I'm giving out. And the Chargers on Thursday Night Football too.
Oh, wow. All right. We got Eagles at Cardinals. Cardinals -5.5.
Gotta win.
But I'm going to go with Arizona.
I am also. Arizona at home. Eagles coming from the East Coast. Eagles are, believe me, it's going to be a rough game for Jalen Hurts. They've had a chance to see a week's worth of film on him. They see what his tendencies are. As we always say, the NFL watches film.
Yes.
And Arizona is going to make it a rough day for him. That game actually is another game of the week where I think Arizona will win easily by 2 touchdowns or more. I really think that game is going to be a blowout. I really do.
Chiefs at Saints, -3.5 for the Chiefs.
Man, I'm going to go with Kansas City. I don't like what's going on in New Orleans right now. I do not believe that Taysom Hill should be playing quarterback. I thought from the beginning Jameis Winston should have got the job because he's a real quarterback. New Orleans has been lucky in a couple games because they didn't play anybody. They had a little tougher game this week. They didn't show up because Taysom Hill is not the guy. Again, the NFL watches film. They know his tendencies. He's a runner. He's a receiver. He's not a quarterback, in my opinion. Jameis Winston is a fine quarterback with the right organization. I believe if they would have given him a chance, they would have won this week. I wouldn't be surprised if Hill isn't playing well that they're going to put Jameis in there. I don't agree what's happening, so I'm going to take Kansas City, give the 3.5, and I just think Kansas City is going to continue to roll.
And I'll pick Kansas City as well.
Do you agree with me for that reason? Do you think they're making a mistake by not playing Winston?
Yes, because Winston is going to be the closest quarterback to say of Drew Brees. So when Drew Brees comes back, it's a seamless adjustment because you have to understand with having a running quarterback in the backfield, your O-line is thinking different. They're thinking more run heavy than actually pass. So, but when your quarterback comes back in Brees, now that mindset changes and it's not a seamless flow. Whereas Jameis, can he run? Yes, but he's been in that. They've been telling him ever since he's got in the league that he needs to pass first. So that's been in his mindset.
Jameis is a good quarterback. I'm sorry. I think he is the answer there. I was shocked when Taysom Hill is not a quarterback. I'm sorry. Again, we can talk about that all day.
He's a spark for a team that needs some offense. But as far as consistent, no.
Hey, the bottom line is they're not getting the ball to Kamara enough.
Yes, and that
They are not getting the ball to Kamara enough. They're not getting the ball to Michael Thomas enough. That's because they don't have the right guy at quarterback. Anyways.
So let's go 49ers Cowboys.
What a terrible game. I'll take the Cowboys to win at home.
I'll take the Cowboys too.
They're going to get 2 in a row. They're playing a little bit good. Mike McCarthy got the confidence that he'll be back next week. Next year. Next week. We hope he's back next week. But they're saying he's going to be back next week. Jerry Jones' son said, Stephen Jones said he's going to be back. So if Stephen Jones says it, he heard it from Jerry. And Jerry said he's going to be back. So his son said he's going to be back. So McCarthy will be back, as bad as he's been. Well, I'll go with Cowboys.
Monday Night Football, we have Steelers, Bengals. I'm going to go Steelers.
What a terrible game. What a terrible game.
It's a division game, so that's why it's on Monday night.
It's a terrible game. Pittsburgh wins easily. It's not even going to be a fun game. What a terrible Monday night game after the great weekend we had last weekend of Sunday and Monday night games. We got 2 pretty lousy games on Sunday and Monday night. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
So will I. So this week, our only difference is Cleveland and Giants.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the difference in, and then Thursday Night Football.
And Thursday Night Football. A simple difference, but good luck. Enjoy the week. We had another good week. We had a lot more winners than losers. We gave out some big games. Our game of the week was great. Our Thursday night game was great. Continue to watch us again. We thank you for the likes. We really enjoy you watching and commenting and being part of our audience. We take a lot of pride in this football show, this NFL show, and we hopefully we're making you some money. You're having some fun with it. Enjoy the last 3 weeks of the season. Happy holidays. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.
Hit that notification button.
Thank you.